How's everyone doing today? Welcome in. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you're well. We are busy this morning. You guys are just ready to get going, hey? Makes me so excited. Hi, Xylent. Lovely Ellen, Michelangelo, welcome in, guys. Ready to get cooking some lunch. Hi. Okay, so who was able to tune into yesterday's stream? We had a lot of fun being on front page on Twitch for a couple of hours. Hi, Heat, good to see you. And Curran, hope you are well. Yes, I am still working on my coffee, so cheers to that if you are too. Yummy, yum, yum. And we're gonna be learning about some duck butchery today, and we're going to turn it into a really tasty Vietnamese dish. So we actually didn't end up having like a ton of new viewers pop in, but we did get some really great new people into the community that stuck around and kind of just like made their little home here. So if you are one of those people from yesterday, welcome in. Thank you for coming back first thing. So I think we are around like 150, and then halfway through the power cut out. So then we had to deal with that, but we did get back onto front page. And yeah, everything went great after that. All the food turned out so good. I know, of all days, right? It's like, it was super windy yesterday and the light was flickering above me. And I was like, guys, lights are flickering. I'm sorry, all the power is above ground. And literally a minute later, the power went out. So luckily I warned them. It was really fun though. And the cake was like super good. We have some leftovers of our coffee cake. I should have eaten some of this right this morning. But this is all we have left from our pan, by the way. So we did good. We didn't eat the entire pan yesterday. Yes. Yeah, everything went really good. It was a fun stream. I think we only had like 4 people that we had to kick out, so it was great. Thanks, Scooter Beach. All right, so we do have a recipe posted in here on the command, and it is already in Discord too if you want to refer back to that at any time. So Vietnamese rice paper rolls or salad rolls, however you want to call them. This is a very simple dish to make at home. And you can play around with all sorts of different proteins, or if you're vegetarian, this is a very good vegetarian dish for sure. And it's quite inexpensive to make as well. It's one of those kind of like choose your own destiny, is you can switch out a bunch of different ingredients every time you make them, so that every time you make it, it's a little bit different, right? You don't get sick of it. Yeah, so good, hey? And then with the salad rolls, so we'll do our braised duck leg, is we're gonna do that in the pressure cooker. I'll show you guys how to fast track our braising on the duck legs without making them too dry either. Thanks, Skellius. Yeah, it is a great kitchen to work in. There's like so much space in here, and I feel like I've gotten it like laid out pretty well now. Couple years later. Okay, so as always, when we make a dish, especially from a different cuisine, so with Vietnamese food, I think we should do a little bit of history before we get started today, kind of figure out where this dish came from, how it was traditionally prepared, and then we can go from there. So this is a Vietnamese dish traditionally consisting of pork, prawn, vegetables, rice vermicelli, or other different types of noodles, wrapped in Vietnamese rice paper. So let me grab those quickly and you guys will know what I'm talking about when you see it. little guys. And they come in usually like a really big pack in the store, so I always find I have leftover. Usually from one pack, I mean, you could probably make like 60 rolls, I would say. And then obviously keep them sealed in a bag and they shouldn't go bad on you. It's just treat it like rice. So those are our rice paper rounds that we're going to be looking for in the store. And I think those are really easy to find everywhere these days. So like other spring roll dishes, these are believed to have an origin in China and then were introduced to Vietnam by Chinese immigrants. And then the salad rolls have been modified to suit the local tastes and the seasons of what's growing. Hi, White Dove and Nike. Welcome in, guys. I hope you are well. So these rolls are served fresh while others are served fried. So yes, we can also fry those. But we are not going to do that today. I've been on kind of a health kick, if you guys can't tell. And for some reason, I've always been like leaning towards Asian dishes this week. Can't go wrong though, really. So these are a really popular appetizer at Vietnamese restaurants, if you guys have ever gone to one. I know that I have gotten many, many dishes of salad rolls. It's like get a little dish of salad rolls, get some green onion cakes while you're waiting for your pho or vermicelli to be made. Perfect. So, so good to snack on. So we're gonna be dipping the rice paper in some water. So nice warm water, and then that will soften them up so that we can roll them. So that's our first step. We lay it flat on a plate or something that it won't stick to. And then we put all of our veggies, noodles, protein, whatever we want into that roll, and we just roll it up like a little burrito. It says it can be served with hoisin sauce, but I like to do a spicy peanut sauce and then the traditional nuoc cham, which is usually with fried spring rolls as well. So it's like a sweet and sour fish sauce. They seem too healthier for some recipes. These are really, really healthy. And I think the duck is gonna make it so good. This is kind of an homage today to a spot that Sam and I would often order. I think it was a Thai restaurant though. So they did like Thai duck salad rolls. And we would always get those and they were so good. What a different variation from like the typical shrimp or prawn that you would find in the salad roll. And then at one point they stopped making them and then we just never had them again. So it's been probably 4 years since the last time we had these. And it's amazing with duck. Didn't really find any history on it though. Like how long have these been made? Maybe I can find it in the spring roll one. Well, let's just assume that since it originated from China, it's been made for a long time. Because a lot of our dishes that we eat today, a lot of it originated from China. So we'll just know that these things have been made for a long time, which makes sense. They're very simple to make and they don't need a lot of ingredients. Duck can be tricky, yes. Yeah, you don't want to dry it out. If you were to save up your points to request a meal, would a peanut butter and jelly be acceptable? Of course. That could be anything you want. Someone has requested that before. We did make it on stream. I did homemade bread for it. We made our own peanut butter and jam that day. So if that's something you want to see, of course I could do that again for you. Because you know I like to do everything from scratch. How's it going? Meal good? Okay, so I linked a recipe there from Recipe Tin Eats. She is one of my favorite places to go to for like any sort of Asian dishes. She does a little bit of everything. Cupid Cherry, how are you? What's up, Sammy? Homemade mac and cheese. That is one of my guilty pleasures, I would say. Yep, that's a guilty pleasure for sure. It's like, if you're gonna make that, you better make it delicious and messy and cheesy. Go all in. I'm doing well, Cupid Cherry. Thanks for asking. Yep, the weather is better today. It's not as crazy outside. I like the sunshine. All right, let's get this duck out. We will start by doing a little bit of butchery. So I'll teach you guys how to butcher a duck. We're not gonna use the duck breast today. So Sam and I were thinking about maybe cold smoking the duck breast. I might use that for my YouTube content this week though. I am working this week as well, so I'll have a little bit less time to do some stuff for you guys. So I thought I would try and do an easier YouTube video this week to try and get something out at least. So duck, butcher it so that we can get the leg off of there. And then while that is cooking, from my experience cooking a duck leg in a pressure cooker, it will take us about 45 minutes to cook it in there, which is not a long time at all. So a pressure cooker typically cuts the cook time in half. And I have found that I have not noticed too much of a difference between cooking in a pressure cooker and braising it in the oven. I have found the same result. The duck doesn't dry out at all. That's always one thing I'm worried about, right? Oh wow, it is hot there today for sure. It's actually just YT. And I do have a new video uploaded this week onto my YouTube. It's chicken chow mein. We cooked it in a wok outside over charcoal fire. It was a really fun video to make, so check that one out. Don't forget to subscribe there as well. Doesn't cost you anything. Okay, we got our rice paper out already. This pen, what's going on here? Let's restart that page because that was just really difficult. So duck, butcher it and cook it. Rice paper, we'll just need a little bit of water, a pan of water to just keep dipping it in while we're rolling. I will say that also in my experience, trying to make a bunch of these and then like eat it throughout the week for like a meal prep kind of thing, they don't really hold up in the fridge. So this is a one-day thing. Only roll as many as you can eat, because I find when you try and stick them in the fridge, the first day they all just kind of stick together, the rice paper, and then the second day it kind of just like starts to fall apart from the wetness of the vegetables inside. So it's not the best thing to make a bunch ahead of time. If you add beer in a cooker, the moisture seems to hold better, at least for you. Beer is so good for braising meats. I mean, that's kind of the same thing as wine, is the little bit of alcohol is gonna help break it down a bit. We have made tri-tip once before, and that was when we first got our big green egg. We are still living in Vancouver at that point, and it was delicious. A very, very, very flavorful cut of beef. We should do it again though. I will say though, is it's not a very popular thing up here in Canada, but that doesn't mean that we can't make it a thing, right? Twitch Stewie, you keep burning your hands on the beer when you go to drink it though. Oh no. Mr. Marlin, how are you? Hi Ice, welcome back, thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of fun yesterday on Front Page. I feel like it was very successful. It's big there in Cali, yes, yes. So Meal Good, when we went to TwitchCon last year, we lucked out. It was in, what was it, the end of September? We stayed in Oceanside, just by San Diego, and they had a night market one night there, and we had tri-tip from one of the vendors. They were just cooking it right over wood. So good, so good. And that was actually Tabatai Cooking, another food and drink streamer that pushed us to try it. I am doing great. Yes, thank you. Okay, so menu. Let's get this command up. Let's see what we're putting into these rolls. You make it once a week. I bet that's a good one to like just make a couple of them. Have you ever sliced it for like sandwiches? I could see that being a good one to keep in the fridge. Tacked out. How are you? Okay, so salad rolls. We got our braised duck leg. We're going to shred some cabbage and lettuce. Sometimes you want cabbage, sometimes you want lettuce. Create your own salad roll destiny, guys. Just have fun with it. Yeah, long time no see. It's true. Oh, you do that all the time? Nice. Yeah, what was it? Last weekend we did a prime rib on the egg. And we had like half of it left over and we're just like slicing through it during the week. Such good snacks. Okay, cabbage, lettuce, carrot, cucumber, and well, we lucked out this week and got 2 pineapples for $5. And they're looking like they are nice and ripe. So I thought for like a little bit of acidity and sweetness, pineapple would be really nice in here. And I thought maybe we could like spice it up, maybe chop up a little bit of red chili as well. So it's like a sweet and spicy sort of thing. Yeah, it was a good deal. Yep. Trappy, how are you? Maybe the other one will grill this week or something. Okay, and then lastly, we'll just have our sauces. So we're making 2 sauces today. Spicy peanut sauce and a noix cham sauce. So sweet and sour fish sauce. Super, super good. And those are typically the 2 sauces that are served with either a fried or a fresh spring roll or salad roll. You're uncomfortable. What's going on? I am very comfortable right now. Working on my coffee, and I think we're ready to get cooking, guys. Also, thank you to everyone who donated to our last bit goal or cheer goal. We finished it yesterday, so that was an awesome part of the stream too. That goal was to get a new amp for our wireless microphone set so that we can hook Sam's microphone up too. Because the Focusrite I have now only accepts 1 microphone on it. So we just had to do a little upgrade. So thanks, guys. Then we can have a little Sammy commentary sometimes. And then the new bit goal, I saw today online that the Le Creuset trivets are on sale right now. So I thought that would be a good one because I've been feeling like this one is good. It's really great, but I feel like I need another one because I'm always like shuffling my stuff around. So put up a bit goal for another cast iron trivet because I feel like that's a really useful thing in the kitchen. Yeah, coach of the year. Hi, Helquin. Oh, you've got 2 weeks left till your little man is due. Ah, yeah, a little bit uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable or just like unsettled? You're like antsy. You got ants in your pants for sure. Yeah, Sammy. Okay, let's get this duck. We also got a really good deal on the duck as well. We popped into one of the stores here, and in their frozen section, it said ducks, $2 a pound always. I was like, what? It's like, Sam, that is like the greatest price for duck I've ever seen. That's cheaper than chicken right now. And he's like, yeah, you're right. So we got a duck for $10. Whereas I don't know the prices you guys have around you right now, but we've been paying like sometimes $12 for a little chicken. Yeah, antsy for sure. I hope everything goes well if you don't pop in the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna get a cutting board out. Chicken there is about $1.89 a pound. That's a pretty good price then. We've been lucking out recently and getting like a BOGO, so 2 for 1, and we've been getting like 2 chickens for $12 sometimes. You've never cooked a duck? Oh, perfect then. I'm excited to show you how to cook it then. Oh, it's your first baby, that's for sure. Yeah, I could see how you're uncomfortable. $2 a pound for duck. Yep, the Bubba Gump of duck. So we bought 2. So if you guys want to see anything else done with duck, keep it in mind. Let me know if you think of anything. And so this is from basically our one, like other than the small farms, this is our one duck producer in Canada. It's in Quebec. So out east is Brome Lake. And they're all raised really nicely. And there's no hormones, nothing like that in here. So it's always very important to know what you're putting into your body. Yeah, get ready for a wild ride. Yeah, about $2 a shell, right? Well, we do have a friend that wants to get into bird hunting, so you never know. And yeah, obviously wild duck is gonna taste a lot different than duck that's been raised on a farm. So I'm gonna open this up, kind of dry it off, because I think there's a little bit of blood to get off of there. And then we're going to start butchering it. So we're gonna take the legs off and the breasts off, and that's it. And then the rest of the carcass I always save for a stock or a soup. So I'll put it in the freezer. I think I'll be doing a stock or like a bone broth coming up with you guys, a poultry one, because my freezer is like almost full of chicken bones. And we only need 1 knife for butchering a duck, as it's really not that difficult. So that's my boning knife. It's not expensive. It's about $30 online from Amazon. Tacked out, you're not sure to where to even buy the duck around there? Most people just stock up during duck season. Wild goose is supposed to be good. Canada goose. We can't eat that. That's illegal. Is it not? Oh, I didn't know we could. I've never had Canada goose, but I would like to try it then, because there's so many. Okay, so Sam's had it. What do you think? It's greasy. Oh, it's like fatty. Okay. People in the north eat a lot. Well, I can see that for sure. That's what Sam said. Just a grease ball, hey? Okay, I'm going to just get this on the steel real quick. Always good to start with a sharp knife. Got a plate beside me to put our duck parts onto. Are the geese mean in Canada? Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. They are like butt heads. That's a nice way of putting it. Sam, you know what? I'm thinking there's something wrong with the electrical in here.
Why?
Because it's still flickering. I honestly think that there is something wrong with the wiring. Or it's the light. All the geese are mean. Yes, honestly. So, ton of them in Vancouver, all along like the seawall, which is a really nice biking and walking path. They will take over the entire path. So there was one time Sam and I were riding, and Sam just like went flying right through this huge pack of geese, and I'm just like behind him. So I'm like, oh my God. And they all just like start getting up and flying, and I can feel this one. His wings are flapping like right behind my butt on my bike. I'm like, oh my God, Sammy's gonna bite my butt. Just flying right beside me. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. Sonny's just gonna change the light out. Yeah, they are bad actors. He's a risk taker. He likes setting me up in those situations just to see what I'm gonna do. See? The laugh, so evil. Okay, let's get into it.
Not gonna lie, it's true. Not gonna lie.
Okay, so who in chat has either eaten duck before or cooked it? Need to know what I'm working with here. Trying to keep all the juices in the bottom of this bag. Both, you, awesome flour. So you've eaten it and not cooked it. How was it prepared, Tacked Out? And then flour, I'm gonna ask you, how did you cook it? Ice, you've had neither, so this is gonna be a good stream for you then. Twitch, Stewie, you've smoked ducks for Thanksgiving. See, I still want to smoke a whole duck. I still have this thing about like grilling or roasting a whole duck on the egg. There's just something about the way the egg cooks meat that I think it would turn out. There we go. Oh, barbecue wild duck in Texas with an orange sauce. Yes. Like barbecued as like smoked it hardcore. You're Vietnamese, but you haven't eaten yet for your shame. You're very curious. Oh my gosh. Now I'm nervous. The pressure's on. You had fried duck. Delicious. Okay, so this isn't like the most beautiful duck. I think I can tell why these ones were a little bit less expensive. Is it might not be like the top grade. You can tell by how it's a little bit nicked up in some spots. So if this was like top quality duck, not $2 a pound, this would all be like really perfect, right? Also, it does look funny with all this extra fat on there. Once we start trimming that off, it'll be a lot easier for us to work with. Sammy with no beard. Yep, still weird. You've made a turducken before. Nice trueness. Wrapped in different types of bacon and you slow roasted it. That had to be good. Had to be. I'm gonna turn this and I think just zoom out a touch. Yeah, that's better. You've bought confit duck legs and crisped them up in the oven. Very good thing to do. How's it going, Cash Money? Okay, so we do have the giblets in here as well. I'm just going to get, I think, the bag that I'm going to put all this stuff in for the freezer. Because we're not going to use those today. Turducken, what did you guys think? Did you do it yourself? Like you did all the stuffing and preparation? Or did you buy it pre-done and all you had to do was cook it? Because in my opinion, I don't think it's really worth the hype. I think like all things are just better on their own. Okay, let's start trimming our fat. So ducks have lots of extra fat. And you know what? I'm just gonna render it out today because that is literally liquid gold. Is you can buy rendered duck fat in the store in a tub. And this is a thing that chefs go crazy for. Is I would say it's the most expensive type of fat because it has really nice like nutty flavor.
So good.
What are the giblets? So the giblets with poultry is you typically get the neck with it, and then sometimes you get like liver, kidneys, and heart. It really depends. Every time it's kind of a surprise. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this flap here, this doesn't need to be here at all. I'm just gonna come in, hold it, trim down that way. That can get rendered out. Same with this one.
That's all the skin, eh? Like everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You get lots of flavor
So that can go there. And now you can see how the legs are starting to open up. So this is seriously the same way as we're going to butcher a chicken. We're gonna do the same thing with the duck. So we know that the rib cage obviously runs along the side here by the breast, and you can kind of see it if I open up. So that's the bottom of the rib cage. So we're gonna slice here. The hip bone is like right here. So if we open it up, that's that guy. So we'll slice under there to release it, and then we should be able to see the knuckle to separate it from the body. Did I use that to cut Sam's beard? That would not work. We almost needed a weed whacker to begin with. Nice trueness. Oh man, you prepared the turducken yourself? Well done. Yeah, it was an adventure, but you would say that it is worth it. Okay. Anytime you can have different meats at once, it's an awesome luxury. Yes. Yeah, as long as you can appreciate that, right? So come in under the hip bone here. Should kind of open this up. I'll do our one slice here by the breast. Okay, so now we kind of released our leg, and we're just going to open this. So should hear maybe a pop sometimes. Pop, and then this knuckle, you can't really see it. I don't want to tear it through the meat, but the knuckle is here, and we're just going to do one slice to release the leg from the carcass. And this type of duck that's raised in Canada, this is a Pekin duck. So a little bit smaller breasts on it, but really nice leg meat. So like, look at that. That's beautiful. And that's like pretty much all meat. There is some fat here, but I think we're gonna leave as much fat on as possible for the pressure cooker. So it kind of like bastes it the whole time it's cooking in there. So that's good to go. Is this local duck? It's not, it's from Brome Lake. That's our one kind of main duck producer in Canada that raises them sustainably without hormones or anything like that. That's out in Quebec. Yeah, the other local one, which we have used before, is Fraser Valley. It is obviously a bit more expensive, and at this point, we can't really afford to pay that because it's about double the price, I would say. Just patting that dry. It's easier to work with something if it's not like slipping around. What food am I making now? So we're just learning to butcher the duck, and then we're going to be making some Vietnamese salad rolls. Oh yeah, meals. So rolled turkey is really good on Thanksgiving too. Okay, let's do our next leg here. So this one, do our slice along the rib cage there to open it up. Awesome. Now get into our hip bone, this guy right there. So we're just going to slice under there. Lift that up, do one more for the leg, and then we'll do our pop so we can see our knuckle. Boom, right there. Lay that back down flat, and then just come along through the center of the knuckle, and one nice cut. So there's our other really nice duck leg. I don't think we have to trim it up at all either. Oh, honestly, Skellius, so we don't really want to work in a restaurant again, is we want to do our own thing. So that's why I left the restaurant last July in the summer, because it's a really big commitment working in someone else's restaurant. Is like, you are there to make their money and like keep the restaurant open. And Sam and I want to do our own thing. So we kind of got sick of working for other people's dreams. So now we get to work on our own. Because yeah, sadly, I mean, unless you want to work in like a hotel or something, you're not going to get paid a lot as a chef. That's just something that we've learned over the years. For me, it took me 9 years to learn. For Sam, 15. How long will this cook be? So we're going to be cooking the duck leg in the pressure cooker. So it's actually only going to take us about 45 minutes. Really, really quick. So it cuts the cook time in half. Get my hair out of here. Okay. I'm going to turn this just towards me because it's easier for me. And you should do the same when you do this at home, or if you do it. Go over the breast. We just want to make sure there's not really any like quills left from the feathers. So if you see those, just pick them out. You really don't want to serve that with it in it because it doesn't cook down. Sometimes you might need tweezers. I'm gonna use my pin bone tweezers for just these couple. Oh, not even that wants to get it out. Wow. There we go. Aw, thanks, Skellius. It will be very interesting to see what happens with restaurants after this. There are ducklings that hatched out by your apartment. You're not sure if it's appropriate to, yeah, for you to watch this. I'm sorry. I mean, I also want to eventually have ducks in my life too. I would raise them for egg laying mostly though. Okay, so as always is we have a breastbone right in the center here. You can see the crevice where it runs. So we're going to cut along each side of that. Do one nice slice right through the skin, right to the end there. And now we can kind of open it up and go along the other side. Awesome. I'm gonna turn this. Sam won't swim for me. Okay, now that we cut along each side, I always just like to run my fingers kind of along the bottom of the breast. I find a duck breast is easier to get off the rib cage than a chicken breast for some reason. Maybe it's the firmness of the duck meat. So now, do you see how that's like shiny? So that's the cartilage. And we're just gonna keep running our knife right along that, right along the cartilage, so we can maximize the amount of meat that we have on our duck breast at the end. Just gonna loosen up this bit. One more. Okay. And I kind of just let gravity do the work here. So it just kind of starts to fall open. And then you just keep following the rib cage. So you can come up here too. Keep in mind that we do have a wishbone as well. So cut along that wishbone. Awesome. Okay, there's the tender we just loosened off. And actually, we are all loosened up. So look how that's falling open now. So we're gonna turn it this way. I'm gonna hold on to the breast, and all we have to do is release this from the rib cage. And then the next one we release it from If you guys can see our knuckle here on our duck wing. So all we're gonna do one slice. And then we end up with our duck breast. And then look at that carcass. Shouldn't be too much meat left on there. That's like bare. Beautiful. And then, I mean, typically I would come in here on the breast, which we can do maybe once we get the duck cooking, and just trim up some of the connective tissue on the bottom side, trim up the fat where it's hanging off the end. Just some small things like that, and then you have a perfect duck breast. Okay, let's do the next one. So you can see I kind of like cut through the cartilage here, so this one might be a bit more challenging. But once again, just come along, kind of slide your finger along there to first loosen it off. I'm gonna release it from the wishbone here at the top first. You guys know what the wishbone is, right? It's like that little U shape. So it's right at basically the collarbone of the duck. So think about ours, that's what that is. Okay. Turning this. Yep, yay for dishwasher. There we go. I think we're good for our one little swipe to release it off the rib cage. Like that. Okay, now we have our duck wing knuckle there, so we just need our one final cut there. Kind of get in there with my knife. There we go. Yeah, these wings, pretty useless, I would say, as far as eating goes. Which is kind of disappointing, right? Because they would be so flavorful, but there's really not much meat on here at all. What? Oh, yeah. Is that Donald Duck? Downtown Drunk. Great for stock. So good. Yeah. So the wings are great for stock. I mean, every little knuckle, that's all where you're going to get like that gelatinous, all your good stuff from your bones. So great for bone broth. All I usually do to kind of like break it apart and put in the freezer, just separate the wings from the carcass. So come into that knuckle. There's that. Thank you. There's that one. And then I kind of split this in half. So I come in by the rib cage. This is a little bit like graphic, I will say that, guys, and literally just snap it and then cut in between the spine wherever you snapped it. And that way you don't have to waste like a lot of room in your freezer. Come on, little guy. And then next one, this gets even weirder, is I just like stuff this into here. Because I mean, we don't want a lot of air to hit the carcass because that's what makes everything freezer burn. So now we have a thing that looks really weird, but it's gonna be tasty. A little package of duck, but I don't think I'll fit all of this in here. And let's trim the tail. There we go. I am going to actually keep this board here because we will clean up the duck breast together. Ah! No! I'm gonna have to wash that board. It's escaping. Syrian, thank you for the follow. Yep, we are. We are trying to do full-time, like working from home. So like I would love to be able to stream full-time for you guys. And then we want to like double end it. So start doing like maybe a little bit of meal prep for some local families here as we're starting to get some contacts, which is great. So we figure that if we have like 3 or 4 families to cook for at any given time during the month, we could probably do this full time, depending on like how much they wanted. JP Sim, thanks for the follow. Okay, our duck breast. So a little bit of trimming. This one, definitely not choice, just because it's torn up there. So let's turn it over and then we can see the shape of the duck breast where we should be trimming the fat around, right? And then I always come in here, so this is where it kind of connects to the rib cage. We got to clean that off because that's pretty tough. You would sign up so fast. Well, that's the thing, is we're feeling like it's smarter for us to not really advertise ourselves ice, where we'd rather get like the word of mouth from our people that we like to cook for, knowing that they also know awesome people. Because in the past, like when we've put out some posts for wanting to sell barbecue here, is gotten a lot of, or like not a lot, but just some people that are like, oh, is this food safe? Like, how can you do this? And there are so many businesses here that do that from their house. But just to avoid that, there's always going to be people that like want to crash your party. And yeah, typically in food service is word of mouth is the best. Because you want to be picky with your customers at this point. Is like, we want our people to really appreciate the food and know the amount of effort that we put into it. Whereas you're not going to get that as much at a restaurant. Okay, just one more little bit here to clean off. So anything that's like shiny and white looking, that's not going to break down in cooking.
That's what I'm saying, Twitch.
Diverted expectations for whatever reason are the worst. Yeah, word of mouth helps to get a right connection. Agreed. Yeah. And we live in a pretty small town, so it shouldn't be hard. I feel like we're really all connected here. Oh, that's super cool, cheese. Yeah, underground pizza. Yeah, we were thinking, I mean, once upon a time, we might do a pop-up for sure. Yeah, that's the other thing Twitch do, is they can watch their food being cooked on stream. So like yesterday, I don't know if you guys remember, we had 2 new subscriptions. So one was Zach and the other one was his mom. So that's a family that we cook for, and they get to watch their food being cooked on stream for them. For the most part, I mean, you probably don't want to see who's cooking the food in a restaurant. Let me just say that. It's not all Kate's and Sam's. It's not. Okay, so check out that one. I know it's a little bit bunged up, but look at the difference of us trimming that compared to this one. So let's make this one look like that one now. Actually, how do I want to do this? Probably just a little trim like that. Perfect. That's some of the cartilage from the breastbone down there. Definitely want to take that off. You'd rather Kate make your food? Yeah, shh. So good. Thanks, guys. Hey, Sammy taught me a lot of what I know, so give the guy a little bit of credit. Okay, once again, just our last little silver here. It always likes to hide under the duck tender. It's always where you're gonna find it. Slide your tip of your knife under there. Because we want to take as little meat as possible off of here. I want to maximize what we're getting out of this. I'll go a bit more over here. See it peeking out. Peeking duck out. Bam. Awesome. Okay, that one looks way better than the other one, hey? Okay, there we are, friends. We have our 2 duck breasts. We have 2 awesome duck legs that we're going to season up right away here and then get into the pressure cooker. I have my pile. I'm going to separate the fat so we can start rendering it of fat, and then for the stock as well. And that didn't take us very long, did it? So this is a thing to keep in mind when you are cooking with meat at home, is every time the butcher has to make a cut on an animal, you're paying for that. So that's why kind of every different cut of meat always costs something different, because it's a different road to get to every cut, right? So ducks are obviously, and poultry are quite easy for butchers to clean, whereas like getting a steak out of a cow, that takes a lot of work to get to. So just keep that in mind. I mean, if you have the time at home to be able to do this, why not? Rather than paying someone else to. It's just these little things during times like these that will save us, I mean, a couple of cents here and there. It adds up. I'm gonna leave our pile of fat on here too, just up in the corner, and we'll get that rendering. Salmon, can you just help put some of this duck away, please? I just need a little like fridge rearranging and maybe a vac pack. Guys, I'm just washing my hands, and then I'll grab our salt. And then we can start to think about braising our duck legs. So I'll get our pressure cooker down as well. Yep. I don't have any more like bigger Ziplocs. Yeah, now we just need a half a cow for butchering class. Funny you say that, because Zach asked us if we are interested literally this week. And we said, yeah. He said he'll buy an extra fridge if we want to do it. So why would we say no to that, right? Nova, you heard that duck has a gamey taste. What does that mean? You've never had it. Great question. So gamey meats, like the gamey taste, that's gonna come from things that are not like typically raised on a farm, let's say. So this duck, because it was raised on a farm, it's not gonna be as gamey, meaning the movement of the animal is gonna create more flavor in the muscles. So that's kind of what like gaminess means. So our farm duck is not gonna be as gamey as a wild duck that is running around, flying around all the time. And then the gaminess, so because of the gamey meats, they're usually dark meats, and that comes from the myoglobin in the blood of the animal. So that gets activated when the animals are active. So that's why the duck is like completely dark meat compared to a chicken is white meat. They don't really do much in their pens, right? Whereas ducks are running, they're flying, they're doing all sorts of stuff. I would say out of everything, lamb is probably the most gamey. Yeah, there is a science to it. And like, how would you describe the taste? Earthy? Kind of like mushroomy? I don't know. From the forest? Barney? Barney?
Farm duck does not taste gamey at all compared
Yeah.
to wild duck. Also, different species of wild duck.
Yes.
Taste different.
Yeah, and it's all in this species. So like I said, this is a Pekin duck, so it has a little bit smaller duck breasts on it.
Like a mallard is probably one of the best tasting wild ducks.
Probably. Good one,
That was
Sammy.
before I knew how to cook.
Yeah. Yeah, the beard is growing gamey. Thank goodness, Skellius. How would you balance out the gamey flavor, if at all? So a lot of that gaminess comes from the fat in the animal. So maybe trim off some of the fat, especially with lamb, I would say. Duck fat is really beautiful. I wouldn't trim it off because it's not gamey. It's like nutty and yeah, just great. I would say it's better than butter. So to balance out gamey flavor, you can either trim off the fat or using like wine or beer is great. And then fresh herbs are always really complementing to that. So the strong herbs like thyme, sage, rosemary really complements the dark meat. And red wine, always a winner.
Citrus. That's why it's
Or
duck
citrus,
l'orange.
yeah, orange. Duck à l'orange. All right, salt. Salt, salt, salt. We need it, especially when we're gonna be cooking something with the bone in. Shout out to Team Bone In. So when we're cooking something with the bone in, it'll take a little bit more seasoning to get that penetrated all the way through. Oh man, yeah, duck fat for veggies really rocks on a saute. Can't think of much where duck fat wouldn't make it better. Oh, Lee! It is afternoon. Sam's clearing out the fridge, guys. I'm in. But I didn't finish my coffee yet.
Well, that's not your problem.
Okay, friends. So a good sprinkle of salt on the skin here first. I always give that a little pat just to make sure it sticks. Thank you, Sammy. Flip it. Definitely want to season the inside here so it can penetrate through the meat. So open that up as much as you can. Yum. We're not going to season the fat. We do not need to do that. Once again, just give it a little pat. And then we can flip it back over. You can tell the salt is already drawing out moisture because this is starting to look wet, which is good. That's what we want because that means that it's absorbing the seasoning. Just gonna get that line out of here. And we're going over to the stovetop, friends. Actually, maybe not quite yet. I will get the pressure cooker going. So this is what I'm using. This is a little Tefal guy. It is a 4 liter or 4 quart. I really like using it for duck legs because they fit in there perfectly. So open that up. This is what it looks like inside. There's like still a little bit of reminiscent smell from our Dan a couple weeks ago. And I'm gonna start turning that on to a medium-high heat. And then as soon as it is hot, we are gonna put our duck in there, skin side down, so we can start rendering the fat out. So because there's so much fat on here, I don't need to add any oil to that pot. Maybe I'll add like one of these little pieces of fat though, just so you can start with some sort of fat in the bottom. And then we can think about what we're going to be putting into the braise there in the pressure cooker. So maybe because we're going to be transforming this into a Vietnamese dish, we should think about some Vietnamese like spices or herbs to use. I have a little secret weapon in here is I have some broth that I'm going to use. So like a chicken stock would be great. Even if you just have to mix up a little bit of bouillon, that would be better than water. Yeah, it is healthy, right? This is gonna be a healthy dish. This is just something else right now. This was, once upon a time, a green pozole broth. And then I used it again to make a second pozole. So this is a 2-time pozole broth, which then, what did we add it in? We made pork, which then I added to braised pork shoulder, and then I strained it out again. So this is like insanely packed with flavor. I don't think I need to use this other container. And as you can see, I'm gonna just do this. It's really good. One of those DQ tricks. If your broth can do what a blizzard does, you did good. Yeah, many layers of flavor in there. Hey Zobo, how are you? Good to see you. So I'm gonna pop that over here. And then, what am I thinking for some Vietnamese spices? The pot is just starting to sizzle with that fat. I hear it. Okay. Vietnamese herbs and spices. The history of herb and spice use in Vietnam has a basis in geography, since this country is more isolated and historically was not a huge part of the spice trade. As a rule of thumb, anything you can find growing in Vietnam will be a good place to start looking at what is included in the cuisine. Things like chilies or chili powders were added later on as the spice traders expanded into Vietnam. Very cool. So we have lemongrass, cilantro. So we'll be using the cilantro in the salad rolls. I don't find like the cooked flavor of cilantro is that amazing. Maybe we can add a little bit, a handful in there. Yeah, exactly. So with cilantro comes coriander, which is the seed from the plant. Just checking on our duck fat back here. Starting to smell good already. Yeah, coriander. Okay, as well as dill, star anise, annatto seed. Definitely we can add some ginger garlic. I think star anise as well. Cinnamon, mint, black pepper, coconut sugar. That's one that I've been liking to use with my meats. So listen to this one. This is interesting. Salt is key in Vietnamese cooking, though it is used sparingly. There are very few dishes that aren't seasoned with salt. Despite this, Vietnamese cuisine is still considered so healthy because the amount of salt is very little when compared to American cuisine. Super cool. Okay, I am going to grab a little bit of cilantro out. I'll get some star anise. Maybe we'll do a cinnamon stick. Yeah, just shedding that knowledge. What about a bay leaf? Leaf of bay? Yeah, coriander for sure. You feel like the UK has its right calling, cilantro, fresh coriander. It makes it easier to realize that they're the same. It's true. It's very true. Okay, friends, do you hear this popping? Check this out. So we have some fat that's rendered out. I'm gonna try and like pick that up off of there. Seems like it's a bit stuck. Oh, maybe not. I'm just gonna flip that over and then get those duck legs into their skin side down. And I just have the pot on a medium heat. And that smells delicious already. Boom, Polish. You got your cooking done for the day, rest day from gym, and you carved up. Oh, that's a good Sunday. Zobo, you took a Vietnamese cooking class when you were in Hanoi in January? It was the best. You went to the market and bought everything fresh? Oh my gosh. What was your favorite thing that you made? Okay, we got our cinnamon. Grab a couple star anise. I mean, we don't even have to put much with the duck legs because they're so flavorful on their own. There's our coriander seed. Going over to the fridge. We got cilantro. It already smells so good in here, by the way. Roasty toasty duck. And if you're gonna use cilantro in the braise, use the stuff that doesn't look as good if you have that in your bunch. So I'm gonna use that bit because that's gonna cook down to nothing. Still haven't gotten into the habit of cooking with more eggs. It's usually like for baking or something. Sometimes instead of cheese on a boiga, you put an egg. Man, Sam and I were talking about this yesterday. Is we said that we would probably, if we had to like give up meat for eggs and dairy, we would. Because eggs are so much more versatile than meat. Just want to take a peek here. Also, hello Cookie. How are you? I am doing so good. Bun cha, charcoal barbecue pork over cold noodles. Whoa, that sounds good. I mean, we just did charcoal pork. We did bulgogi on Friday, and that was unreal. Something about meat and fire. Okay, just give that a little flip. It is starting to brown up, but we'll go a bit more. We don't want it too dark, but the more golden brown flavor or color we can put on there, the more flavor we're gonna create. Cookie, just finished brunch with the wife, celebrating 12th anniversary. Congratulations, guys. Wow, aww. Hey, Em. Got the kids to tune in with you. So excited to finally see me live. We got a raid. Welcome in, friends. Christopher collects. Hi, Lynn. How was your stream today, Christopher? What were you collecting? What did he get up to today, guys? What was it? Last week you said we were just kind of chatting. Did we find any awesome coins? I'm going to use the side of the pot to prop the duck leg against so we can brown up this side as well. Oh, look at that color already. So like that, and then like that. Total madness tonight. A lot What is that? Demonetizations? And a few valuable coins. Well, that's good. The Taito guy. Welcome in. Demonizations. What? Interesting. Okay, friends, so for those of you that just came in, we're cooking Vietnamese food today. We just finished butchering our duck. So we took the legs off, we took the breast off, trimmed it all up. And now we are browning up our duck legs so that we can get them pressure cooking on the stovetop. It only takes about 45 minutes. And then we'll pull all the meat off, have this really delicious duck meat, and then we're going to turn it into some fresh salad rolls. Make a couple of sauces, so a spicy peanut dipping sauce and a nuoc cham sauce, which is a sweet and sour kind of fish sauce. Drank. Oh, okay. Thank you. Push me to finish my coffee. Beater line. Thanks for the follow. You love this mug? I still love it too. And I never really show you guys the bottom of it, but I think you would love it. Maybe once I finish the coffee, I'll show you where it came from. Okay, so that side's all browned up. Now we can flip it over to the meat side. Get some browning there. And then we can put our spices in to toast. I still have to grab some garlic and ginger out of the fridge. Yes, cheers, friends. Hope we're having a good weekend. Browning, good. Spices, even better. Okay, I'm going to smash and peel. Let's do 3 garlic cloves. I still want the duck meat to like really speak for itself, because duck is super flavorful and it doesn't take much to make it good. I'm gonna throw these garlic cloves right into that pot once they're peeled. Let them brown up a bit too. Then we'll put the ginger in, put the spices, let those go for like a minute, and then we'll add our liquid and put our lid on. And that's like really the hardest part of today's dish. Look at that, the color in the bottom. Let those fry up in the fat. Get some slices of ginger as well. Zobo, so I have not done Peking duck or Peking duck. You're making it soon for a follower milestone. I don't have any tips. One of my really favorite cookbooks called Homegrown from Matthew Jennings, he's a chef on the East Coast. He has a recipe in his book for maple Peking duck that I've been eyeing up. But literally it takes a week, so give yourself enough time to make it properly. It takes like 1 week plus. I'm not even joking. And I think that's why I have not made it yet. It's a little bit daunting, even for someone like me. Guys, gonna pop our ginger in here now. Let that fry up a bit. It should start to be getting a little bit fragrant now from the garlic. Give that a flip. Yes. That looks good. Just gonna pop that on there because I don't want it to burn. Let's drop our cinnamon stick, a couple of star anise. Do like a tablespoon of coriander seed. Careful, because those will start to pop a bit from the hot oil. Oh man, that's smelling good. And then we'll just take our bunch of cilantro. We'll just kind of lay it over the duck. Does he have a backstory? Oh, that's Mr. Pepperoni. He is our little mascot that goes traveling with us on our IRL streams. So we haven't traveled in a bit, but he was with us at TwitchCon. That's Mr. Pepperoni. Or maybe it's just cheese pizza watching over me. We could also think about that. Like, no pressure, right? Okay, I'm just gonna get a spoon for our broth.
It's totally cheese pizza watching over us.
Look at this. Oh. This smell is unreal. I need to be cooking this for someone else. This is too good for me.
Sure. You're cooking it for
Oh yeah, Sammy. That's right. Thanks for being here, Sammy.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that's gonna start melting in. Put our little bed of not so nice cilantro over. That's why we're cooking it. And now we put the lid on. So make sure it pops. We're snapped in, we're locked in, and then for meat, we cook it on high pressure. So that is the little like poultry symbol I have here. I'll push that up. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it goes poultry, veggies, and then just the steam release option. So I always go on high pressure on the meat setting, and that'll take us about 45 minutes once it comes up to pressure. So now this is lidded. We don't have to be too scared. I'm just gonna turn it up to like a medium high. Get that pressure building up in there. Once it starts to push the steam out the top, then we'll set our timer. And then we have that time to work on some other stuff. I'm gonna say that was the most difficult part of stream today. The duck is seriously, it's looking phenomenal and it is smelling so good. I love how you guys think little pepperoni is daunting. That's hilarious. Yeah, what's the backstory? Well, we found him at EB Games, and he was just so cute, and I love to eat pizza. That's like my favorite food. So I just needed it. Sam said I needed it. Yeah. Just needed to bring him home. Pizza and pizza-related items are always a solid investment. See? Yeah, thank you, Steam. Sometimes you just gotta get a thing. That's like the only stuffy I have. No, I love it, Steam. Thank you. Thank you. That was very passionate. Hope you and Tig are well.
Sometimes you just gotta get a thing. Sometimes.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you just gotta get a thing.
We got the dang thing. Okay, we still gotta get this little bit of duck fat rendering out here that's piled up. So we can do that. I'm gonna set it up in like a little shallow pan so we can spread it out. And I'm just gonna put it over here. We don't want a high heat when we're rendering fat because there's more risk of like burning it. So duck fat, not a high smoke point for sure. So nice like low heat. This is gonna take a couple of hours. So patience here. That's my little project for the rest of the day, I suppose. So all I'm gonna do is just lay out the fat in here. And that is literally it. And then that will kind of like cook out and start to crisp up. And then once you have some liquid gold in there, you can start to strain it out. Just washing my hands. Hey Chuck, welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow. What does the rendering do to the fat? So I guess it's cooking it like out of the skin. I know this is gonna sound weird. So the rendering, cooking the fat out of the skin so that we can use it for cooking. So when you have something like lard, like beef lard or pork fat, that's the fat that's been rendered from the skin, and then we can use it to cook with. It's really, really flavorful. Whereas, I mean, most people would just throw out that skin. But if you're to buy like a little 2-cup tub of duck fat from the store, I believe it goes for like $15 to $20. Uki, thank you for the host. Oh, steam, like the knife work on the duck you're talking about. I am pretty passionate about butchering poultry. I've done it a lot in the last years. And I think one thing that got me really comfortable with processing poultry was, I guess one of my first chefs always kind of pushed me, and we always would race cleaning the chickens. And at first I was like, no, I don't want to race you. Like, he is so good. He's opened 2 restaurants since then. And no, he seriously pushed me to race him to not give up. And that's how you got better. So a little bit of pressure under yourself to just be better every single time. So every week we would race and I would catch up to him. Makes sense. I got a drink again? Okay.
We always race doing things. You do make that duck look really easy.
I mean, I hope I make it look easy. It's not like I'm rushing through. I show you guys every single step. And the other thing I'm gonna say is you just need a sharp knife. That's what makes your life hard when you're butchering. If your knife can't get through like skin and stuff, it's gonna take you forever. There's even been times when I was struggling to butcher something and it's like, hello, just sharpen your knife and then you can just rip through it. Okay, just rinsing this ginger off the knife here. Looks like our pressure pot is just about to start steaming. You guys can see that. So that is good to me. Once we have our pressure up, we can turn the heat down. Pressure has been built, so that's going to a low heat, and we can set our timer. So we really don't have to do anything now until the timer goes off. So 45 minutes. And then as far as cooling down the pressure cooker, is that usually takes about 10 minutes or so to slowly release the pressure. The one very important thing we do not want to do is be like, oh, timer's done, let's pop this lid off and see what we made. Do not do that. I have never done it, and I don't want to know what happens when you do it. I have heard horror stories though, that is pressurized and it's hot. So if you release all that pressure at once, you are gonna get hot pressurized stuff all over you. Very scary. Please just don't do that. And that has always been my fear of pressure cookers, but honestly, since I've been using one, it's only been a couple years. I feel really comfortable with it. I'm not scared anymore. But that's the one dangerous part. So as long as you don't do that, we're fine. Aw, thanks, MGem. Yeah, I would hope that it looks attainable for someone. And then also the great part about the VODs, I also upload them to YouTube once they're off Twitch, is you could always go back and watch the VOD, like pause and play along with me as I'm butchering it if you want to follow along and do that. Yeah, you will only do that once. Yoda dog, you did it. You popped the safety valve one time, made a volcano in your kitchen, had broken bone chips everywhere, and soup on the ceiling. I'm sorry for laughing, but I just pictured that in my head. And, well, I laugh when I get uncomfortable. Oh, you were young. That was probably so terrifying. I am sorry about that. Mm-hmm. Okay, I hope you're okay with this, but so our spot where we get all of our Big Green Egg stuff in the city, Wickerland Patio, Victoria. So his wife is watching with the kids right now, so that's MGem. And they actually just did a pretty big drop, what was it, last week? From the store for us. So the store is closed, but they are doing deliveries for people. So we needed like some charcoal and some wood, stuff like that. She just dropped it on the driveway for us. Amazing. So shout out to them. Thanks, guys. Also, M made the Peruvian chicken from stream a few weeks ago as well. Yeah, yay! Okay, let's get into this. Let's cross off some stuff from the list. So the duck is cooking. We need some rice paper. And then we will need just a pan to dip these into. I like to do just a little bit of warm water. And so we dip our rice paper into the water, let it soften up so that we can roll it. Only takes a couple of seconds, so that will be like one of the last things we get ready. It's a story that's brought up every year. Yoda dog, you're living with that pressure cooker history forever. As long as you can say good times. Good for you. Cookie, the worst mess you made in the kitchen? You were making a cocktail, had egg whites and some liquid in the cocktail shaker. Let's just say while shaking quite vigorously. Yep, the top came off. Oh, the store is open. Oh, thank you. Yeah, link it. Boom.
The worst kitchen mess I ever made was like the first week in a mess hall kitchen. The guy that was helping me in the bake shop was like, just throw all the ingredients in the big Hobart and just turn it on. I didn't realize there was levels. There's 1, 2, and 3. It was on 3. It went everywhere.
How old were you?
16.
Oh, Sammy.
Flour went everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, Sammy, the unbearded one. Yes, Polish. Cole Cannon. Polish made the Cole Cannon. What did you think of it? Are you going to add more cabbage? Voodoo Man, thank you for gifting the sub to M. We got our Wickerland crew in here. It feels good. Welcome in, Greek. Hoju, have you been lurking? Yes, these stories are good, guys. This is entertaining today. Okay, so Dust Mage was fermenting beer, a high gravity beer, and it pressurized the container. CO2 couldn't escape fast enough. The lid blew off, had beer on the ceiling. Yeah, good thing you put it in the tub so it was somewhat contained. Ooh, that one's not as bad, Zobo, like spilling sugar. I think the worst, like, liquid thing to spill is for sure oil. For sure oil. Nice polish. You'll boil the cabbage. You don't like the crunch. The other thing I was gonna say, polish, is like saute the cabbage a bit. Get a little bit of color on there. You'll get so much more flavor. Okay, look at this duck fat. She's starting to render. So this is all that's gonna happen, is the fat is gonna start to liquefy and cook out. So we're just gonna let that go right on low heat for, well, as long as it takes until that's all shriveled up. And we got all the fat. Oh, fish sauce. Oh man, fish sauce would be a bad one. Yup. Be smelling like fish for a bit. You're trying to understand terraforming while lurking. I'm not even there yet. I am not there. But I did buy some turn tubs this morning. Okay, so here's our recipe, as well as our menu, how we're going to be creating our salad rolls today. So our duck legs are braising. Let's get out our cabbage, lettuce, carrot, cucumber. Our pineapple is back here. And then we can make our sauce. So lots of fresh veggies and crunch. And I suppose we can work on some knife skills. This is a good knife skill one. Green things. Oh, there must be another good story up there. You guys have Sammy laughing. You guys have Sammy giggling. What did we put here? Okay, cheeses. I dumped 2 fryers at once, but the reserve could only hold 1 fryer's worth of oil, so there was oil across the whole floor. But it was cold oil, right? So that was the worst thing that I've ever done in a kitchen, was spill hot oil from a fryer when I was cleaning it because the reserve fell forward. I guess I pulled it out too far, and then obviously the weight of the oil with the reserve, it kind of just like pulled forward. This was a hot deep fryer. So I was like in the kitchen in between the tables like this, like holding myself up, but at one point I couldn't. So my foot slipped in, had like a blister like that on the bottom of my foot. Insane. That was the worst thing I've ever done to myself. Terrifying. Maybe that's why I'm still scared of deep fryers. Yeah, see, Nike? How do you properly sharpen a knife with a honing steel? So this steel is not what is sharpening the knife. This steel is keeping the edge on your blade. So this is not your sharpening item. This is for honing, to keep your edge on. If you lose said edge, so if you don't use this enough, then your knife gets really dull and you have to put the edge back on. Then you use a whetstone or like steel plates, whatever you're comfortable with. Everyone has their own way of sharpening their knife, or send it in to someone if you don't know how to do that. But the steel is supposed to be used basically every day to keep your edge on the blade. Okay, this story, Tammy. Story from your mom when she was a child. Your grandfather used to make ginger beer in the shed. She was in the house with your aunt and uncle when they heard a loud bang. Followed your grandfather opening the shed door, soaked through with ginger beer. That's a good one. I bet he smelled really good though. Cheese. You were a registered jockey filling in as a cook that night, and you noped out of there so fast. See ya. Okay, we will chop up all of our stuff, and I think we'll just kind of lay it out on a sheet pan for ourselves, so we can like pick and choose what we want to put in each little salad roll. I'll just put this beside me. I'm gonna finish my coffee. Hoju, we were doing beer can chicken on a barbecue, doing it the indirect way. Somehow a fire broke out. You thought you turned off all the burners. You missed one. It flamed out when you opened it. Brows are fine, but you singed off a lot of hair. Oh no. Yes, yes. Speed! Thank you so much for the 4 months. Mowing the yard and watching Kate. Yeah. What do you have me like posted up on your ride-on or something? Smoking a brisket on the egg. Multitasking indeed. I hope you are well, sir. You and the fam. You guys, these stories are so great. Polish worked as a bartender, was working with the manager one Friday night, had to swap out the empty keg, asked her to do it so you didn't blast yourself in the face again. She was like, okay, let me show you how it's done. Boom, geyser right in the face. She laughed and cupped your face in her hands with both beer-covered hands. Yep, there you go. Yeah, Polish, mowing a lawn? What is grass? Coffee complete. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll just rinse this out so I can show you guys where I got it from. So this is a local potter. I mean, anyone that's in or around Souk or Vancouver Island, look up Wicked Wanda. So good. She has all sorts of stuff. So I was lucky enough to get this little set of cups, and she works out of her garage once again. Would love to get more pieces, but a little bit out of my current price range or affordability. How are we today, Speed? We're doing really good. Yeah, we had a little bit of a busy stream yesterday because of front page. And yeah, it's feeling good on Sunday. The weather is looking like it's gonna shape up out there. I'm just gonna wash off these carrots. And I think we're not gonna use the mandolin for our vegetables today. We'll see. We will practice some knife skills. Polish. Yeah, Wicked Wanda Pottery. There it is. Yeah, check it out, friends. Always good to support local. Okay, so finish the coffee, and Sam already has me lined up with wine. So this is how today's gonna go, I guess.
Dude, Speed, that sounds amazing.
You corned half of it? So a normal flat and a corned point? And mac and cheese? Dead. I'm dead. Okay, I think that the carrots will look really nice if we maybe do like shavings of it this way, so it can like go the whole length. But maybe then I will use the mandolin to get it really nice and thin. So here's the thing with salad rolls, is there's a lot of crunchy things in it, and we need it to still be like pretty easy to eat. So you don't want to be biting in there and like pulling half of the ingredients out of the wrapper, right? So we need to be able to cut our veggies like pretty delicately. So that's why I usually go towards my mandolin. It's a lot easier, and then you'll always get really consistent cuts with this. So I'm gonna try like a little slice. This is my cut-proof glove. Sounds good, Speed. Thanks for popping by, and thank you so much for the resub. Can't believe it's been 4 months already. Okay, there we go. So how I want to do this is like create kind of longer strips of carrots, because typically a salad roll is like around what, 5 inches long. So let's see the thickness of that. That's really thin. I think we can go one more. Larger. Nope, the other one was better. That's too thick. Find your happy medium, friends. That will be too hard to eat. Such good carrot. Okay, let's see what we get here. I'm gonna try and get like the length, right? But if we need to, we could always layer it in the roll. There we go. There we go. Do a couple more. I think that's gonna be a doggo snack. Oh, that one is gonna be a doggo snack too. Okay, awesome. Just put that aside onto our tray. Start kind of like making our little sections of vegetables to pick from. Mandolins make, I think, everyone nervous. Even I am always really careful with this thing too. That's why I wear my glove. I'd rather be safe than sorry in this instance. There we go.
Like, we love them so much, but we hate them so much.
Yeah. Ritani with the raid. Oh man. Welcome in, guys. The raid in the fridge? No. How was your stream today? Yeah, not the fridge. Good thing I got the wine out of there already. Phew. Okay, how should we do our cucumber? I think we'll do like little julienne with the cucumber. Hi, Erlen. You're tabbed out. Okay, I'm done. I'm done, Steam. cannot watch. Okay. Whoa, that's a little soft there on the end. Glad I'm using that up. So once again, we want to match our cucumber to basically the size of our roll. So cut off a length like that. I'm just going to peel the plastic off. Hey, Dust, welcome in. Okay, now I'm going to place it on the flat side, and we're going to do nice thin slices. Cucumber is a little bit more delicate than carrot, so we can cut it a touch bigger. Nice, Dust. All done with the yard work. Now you can relax the rest of the day. Thank you, Sammy. 100 biddies. Oh, that's going towards the Le Creuset trivet. That's the new bit goal I set up, guys. They're on sale right now, and I thought I could use another trivet. Because I'm always like shuffling around my little fish one. I feel like I just need one more. Oh, that part's pretty soft too. R.I.P. cucumber. Okay, so now we can come over to our slices. Yeah, and it's purple. It does feel good to get outside. Yeah, we went for a nice walk. We beat the rain yesterday. Okay, so now we're just gonna make little slices of cucumber like this. And it is quicker if you stack a couple slices at once. Sometimes they slide those, so just be careful. You're keeping an eye out for another iron ceramic trivet on Facebook until you disabled your account. What, Paul? If mom has one, you'll send it? No way. You need it. You need it. In my honor. Do we have any of the cushiony kitchen mats? If so, do you have any specific ones I'd recommend? We have 3 in here. So I have one in front of the stove, one in front of the sink, and one where I always stand in front of the cutting board. And we got ours from Costco. Give me a sec. I'll lift it up, see if there's like a brand. There's no brand name on it, but this is what it looks like. It's really nice and comfy. We've had these for a couple years and they have not broken down at all. Still as comfy as ever. They're really easy to clean as well, and they don't slide around too much either. It is really handy. If you do a lot of cooking in the kitchen, I would recommend that 100%. Okay, I'm gonna come in with another piece of cucumber because I feel like we don't have enough. You love your Le Creuset Dutch oven. You're making carnitas in it right now. So good, Dust Mage. What size do you have? And is it a round one or oval? Yeah, there's something about braising meat in a Dutch oven that's just unreal. There's only room for one Dust in here. Is it the pirate or the mage? It's around 7 or 8 quarts. That's a good one. That's a really good sized one. And that's the thing, right? Dust Mage is, it's an investment that I think pays off over time as you use it.
They have a 14 quart on Williams.
14 quart?
$729.
buy a car for that amount. Not a very good car, but I could.
That's the same price as our mixer.
Yeah, the 14 quart Dutch oven online, same price as our stand mixer, you guys. So compare it that way. Stand mixer doesn't seem very expensive now. Okay, carrot, cucumber, done. Now let's get into a little bit of cabbage. Ainsley wants to know what my favorite food to cook is or favorite style of food. She's loving the show and has so many questions. My favorite food to cook, I think I really love making pasta at home. From scratch, like a little Italian grandma. And yeah, along with pasta, I would say probably my favorite cuisine is Italian food because I think their ingredients are very similar to what we have here. And then, I mean, my other favorite cuisine is definitely like Asian cuisines, just because it's so easy to make. Okay, so let's like trim up this cabbage. She's seen better days. If we can salvage any for doggo, that's always a bonus. And then this part here where I previously cut, I'll just trim along there. It's just oxidized a bit. You guys made homemade ravioli the other day. That's amazing. Yeah. There's something about making pasta at home. It's very satisfying. And I mean, homemade pasta is nothing compared to the store-bought stuff, right? It's like store-bought, way different. What is typical Canadian cuisine? That one really differs on the location in the country, I would say. Is a lot of the foods that people think of when they think of Canadian cuisine is they originated from Quebec. So like it's French food, where that doesn't really represent all of Canada too well. Considering here where we are on the far west coast is, well, we're mostly focused on seafood, right? Because we're on an island. So way more seafood influence out here, as well as Asian cuisines as well, just because of our proximity to Asia. So yeah, Canadian cuisine doesn't really have anything specific. It depends on where you live. So where I grew up in Alberta, well, a lot of cows are farmed there. So you eat a lot of beef in Alberta because it's not super expensive. Whereas out here, beef is pretty expensive, so we would rather go fishing and get our meat that way. A pork and Parmesan filling and a rosé sauce. That sounds amazing, Emily. That sounds really good. Yeah, can I come over? Current breed of doggo is a Hungarian Vizsla. So she is a pointer, which means that she's a bird hunting dog. Okay, friends, so same way as we're cutting the cucumber and carrot for the salad roll is we're going to match the cabbage to the same size as well. So I think I'm just going to pop this in half. And then I can turn it this way. We want to keep it on our flat side so it's easier to cut. And then just do nice thin slices. It looks like I have a little piece of the core here. Just gonna take that out. That's the tough part. We want the crunch, but not that crunch. Now, once this wants to start to like fall over, just let it. Just let it fall over. It's safer. And come back and finish off this way. Fluff that up a bit, and we can put that on the tray. over there, Polish, so on East Coast, and he's on the other island, right? So over there, it's a lot of wild meat, fried fish, boiled veggies. Yeah, like East Coast is definitely more like just meat and potatoes and like boiled stuff. Whereas I would say like West Coast, I don't know, we're not boiling. I would say maybe we're more about like steaming stuff rather than boiling it. And that we can take our influence from our Asian cuisines that are around us. So they like to steam a lot of their stuff. Okay, let's see this link there for that stuffing, the ravioli filling. Pork and Parmesan, yum. Thanks for posting that. I'm probably gonna post that in our Discord. Maybe we'll make that one day. Your mind is completely blown? Why? Hey, Tedious Tau, how are you? Okay, so we did our cabbage, carrot, cucumber. We just need our lettuce. And then we're getting into our sauces. Our duck has, only 12 minutes left. We're doing great, friends. Your mind completely blown right now. How do people look like 10 to 12 or more years younger than they actually are? What? Who are you talking about? Okay, this is just like a head of green leaf lettuce that I'm picking apart here. Obviously, if there are any parts that are like rusty or discolored or soggy, pick that off. Yeah, chemicals and plastic surgery, that's how. Okay, I am gonna trim the bottom of some of these. If there's any brown spots, we can just pick that off. I think we're good to go. Oh, an old friend that you haven't seen in years, and they still look the same. Some people just have real good genetics. Okay, so I'm stacking up our leaves of lettuce, and I think I'm gonna like kind of cut them on a bias, so on an angle. Like that, so angle your knife, and then just start shredding this way. So once again, the length of the lettuce will like fill up basically the whole salad roll. Stack these ones up. There's a new jaw workout device. I don't know if that works. Not falling for it. Tash, thanks for the follow. Healthy? Why is that ew? We gotta take care of ourselves. If we don't got our health, well then what do we got? Plus, we're moving into spring and summer, so less heavy, like braised dishes, even though we are braising our duck leg for this. But maybe less carbs is what I should say. Barbecue is better. Okay, that's fair. That is fair to say. I understand where you're coming from. We did some grilling on Friday's stream. Did some charcoal grilling. That was my first time lighting the Mini Max. So fun. Yeah, we got to get that beach body back one day. We don't need it this year though, so we can always wait till next year. Yeah, we're trading our carbs that we would typically eat for drinks. Okay, our list: cabbage, lettuce, carrot, cucumber. Oh, we still have the pineapple to cut up. That's gonna be a good one. Just gonna put a couple things away. Show you guys how to break down a pineapple. I'm thinking this one. Yeah, you know what's the best? The red sub badge that Cookie has right now. Maybe if you ask nicely, Hoju. Okay, how to break down a pineapple. So I'm gonna start by taking the top and the bottom off. So once again, we have some flat surfaces. Lots safer to cut that way. Boom. Boom. This one's definitely ripe. And now we're gonna start by slicing down the pineapple to release the peel from it. I am sipping on a little rosé that Sam poured for me. It was like the last bit out of the bottle. He was cleaning out the fridge. Basically, he said, drink your wine. So just kind of gauge where the peel is going to separate from the fruit. And then just keep doing little slices along the outside while we kind of rotate our way around. I always like to give it a flip as well, because I find that there's some on the bottom that you can't really get to. So flip it over, see what you're working with. Trim off all those little nubbies. I find that they're just really woody, not the best mouthfeel. Okay, I'm gonna trim this top part off. And I'll just get a separate compost bag for all of that. It's probably gonna take up the whole thing. Oh, good night. Thank you for tuning in, Tash. We like our Germans. I mean, we like everyone, but we have quite a few resident Germans in this channel. So every now and then you might get to speak German with some people. It's allowed. Although if you try and speak German to me, I will not know what you're saying. Five minutes on that duck. You remember when you had your first fresh pineapple? Suffered that young citrus burn in the corners of your mouth. Yeah. Yeah, Greek. You can't speak German either or understand it. We're good to go then. Okay, so I'm cutting this right in half. And then I'm gonna go in half again, so right through the core. So we have our quarters, and now we can easily slice the tough pineapple core out. I think I need a touch more off of there. And then we get a chunk that looks like that. gonna leave this other piece not trimmed up. I only kind of cut it as I eat it because I find that it goes bad pretty quickly if you trim it all up at once. Okay, now we can cut it up to like the same size as the cucumber, but I'm just gonna take a quick like 30-second break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, that coffee got me, if you know what I mean. Oh, nice, Greek. Yeah, you speak Hindi. Yeah, just drink more then. Oh, at least we're working into the wine. Hoju, you've been awake since 2 a.m. with a horrible sleep schedule you cannot fix. Beside that, you're decently all right. Nightmares, very bad nightmares. You know what I've been listening to is like this really nice YouTube channel. It's like relaxing sounds. I know it sounds kind of weird, but trust me, it seriously works if you're like feeling overwhelmed. Just let me see. So this one, it's by Simply Hypnotic. That's the channel that I listen to. So I listen to like this when I'm doing my like yoga in the morning. It actually helped. Like this morning, for whatever reason, I don't know, I was feeling a little bit anxious, turned that on and like just laid there for a couple minutes, felt it like just disappear. Weird. Kind of like white noise, yeah. Even Sam likes it. Okay, so let's turn our pineapple once again onto the flat side. And then we will do like 1/4 inch slices, same thickness basically as the cucumber, I would say. And I think that will be like really nice. Just a slice of that in the salad roll. And I'll turn it this way. Worth a shot. You just struggle mightily with yoga at home. Oh, you need the studio, hey? I have like such a small space to set up my mat in, but it works for me. It's like right in front of the patio door. I don't know, I like seeing the nature, I suppose. Okay, I will not need to cut up this other piece of pineapple for this because we only really want one small piece of pineapple in the salad roll. And I also have not tried it yet to see how like sweet and sour it is. So let's do that. It's like perfectly balanced with a good pineapple flavor. Does it make your mouth weird, Erilyn? The fresh pineapple? Yeah, does Pashi join me in Down Dog? No, she is so bad with yoga. She doesn't understand it. She just like stands on top of you. and wonders what you're doing on the ground. She's like, are we playing? It burns and swells up. Crazy. You've got a dome white noise machine. It's fantastic for blocking out random noise when you're sleeping. Yeah, we just use a fan and then put on a babbling brook and see you later, friends. Check out this really nice colorful tray that we just made. So that is all ready to go for our salad rolls. And guess what? There's a minute left on the duck for braising. So our next step, I'm going to turn that off. Take it off of the stove top and let that depressurize. I'll show you how I do that. It's pretty fun. And this is an important part for sure. Fun fact for the day, Greek, being in trees, like surrounded by trees, scientifically proven to heal the body. Yes. Yep, because they're natural air purifiers. So good. So good. Oh, also, I'll show you guys what's happening in our duck fat pan here. Look at that. So it probably is stuck to the bottom. Maybe not though. It might just be like one of those things I peel off. Now we have crispy duck skin and rendered fat, but we can still go a bit more, I think. Let's see. Yes. So flip that. This one I want to try and flip too. Or at least get that other bit rendering. Careful, remember it's hot. Hot oil, not good. There we go. Is there a future confit plan? We can always make future confit plans, Hoju. Because there is another duck in the freezer. Okay. Holy. This smell, I think we chose all of the right things to put in here. Kind of reminiscent of the dan dan. Okay, so this is our pressure release valve. As you can see, it's on our poultry setting there, which is the highest pressure. So to release the pressure, we need to do this slowly. And that involves turning the valve to lower pressures as time goes on. Or this will take about half an hour to cool down on the stovetop off of the heat. But if you don't want to wait, this is how you do it. So very slowly, start opening that up. And then the steam's gonna start to come out. Remember, that's hot, so don't burn yourself. Don't keep your hand over that. And just slowly control the pressure of the steam. So let that come out a little bit, and then we'll go to the next one. I mean, I wouldn't eat the duck fat now because it's rockin' hot, but yes, that is liquid gold. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, that scared me. And we'll just pretend like we're getting like a tasty duck kind of steam facial right now. Just enjoy the smells that are coming out of here. This pressure cooker we picked up at Costco. Yeah, 25 bucks for this guy. I was like, I can't not for that price. You guys can hear the whistle, right? Of the steam releasing. Yeah, so you can invest in something that's like pretty small like this. It really only has one function. It's a pressure cooker, or you can get an Instant Pot, which is about 4 times the price. Can do other things, but I don't think they do the other things very well. So that's why I like to just use my pressure cooker when I need to do something quicker. It's soothing, yeah.
Holy, the smell in here right now.
Yeah, everyone remembers the valve on top that would go like ting ting ting. So good. I think if you can find those ones, those are probably the best ones still. You bought your girlfriend a 9-in-1 Ninja. Amazing. Yeah, so that's the thing is I think that those little appliances work either really well for people that use them, or it would be a waste on someone like me who probably wouldn't use it. Like I'd use it for one thing and that's it. Okay, so now we're at the lowest pressure setting. We have no more steam coming out of here. It's quiet. Our lock has also gone down here, so there's a little red thing that'll be pushed up when we're pressurized still. So now we are safe to undo the lid without any volcano explosions. I feel good. You have a big one like that with the rocking valve, 23 quart? What do you put in there? Oh, this is a 4 quart. Ready for the reveal. Yeah, could you smell that steam? Oh no, sorry, you can't. That's right. Smell-o-vision, not a thing yet. Ha. So the cilantro cooked down. We're left with this like amazing looking broth in there. So we are going to take the duck legs out and strain the broth. We need to let the duck legs cool off a bit before we can pull the meat off. So while the duck legs are cooling, keep in mind we can serve the duck either warm or cold in salad rolls. So while it's cooling off, we can make our sauces and then pull our duck and then start rolling. Nice. Yeah, like how many tomatoes do you grow? I am hoping that I'm going to have to can some tomatoes. I planted 1 extra plant this year. Okay, we need a fine mesh strainer, which is in a different location now. Not used to it. It's up here. So this is now, I think this is the 5th rendition of this broth. So much flavor in there. Just try and get the cilantro off of the duck. Yeah, this is something else right now. So I'm gonna try and get it without it falling apart. But she is like, that jiggle, that's what we want. 45 minutes in the pressure cooker. Good to go. This is a 3-animal broth now. Chicken, duck, and pork. Should probably turn it into a ramen or something. There's those beauties. Honestly, tomatoes haven't been great in the South for you. Oh, really? Cheese. Your dad grows tomatoes, Tammy. Sure, he plants around 4 or 5 extra plants a year. Had to freeze them last year for soups. Nice. Okay. This container is heat proof. This is called a deli cup. You can get them off Amazon. Basically every chef knows about these. And Pulse. So So I'm just gonna put my strainer over that and strain the broth right into there. We don't need the broth for anything today. And I'm gonna hope that I don't make a mess. I might though, might need a bigger container because that looks thick. This pot's also really heavy. Blind reaching for a ladle. Success. Okay, now we can just use our ladle to push through. Yeah. Push through any of that broth, because that's all flavor that we want to keep. Looks so bad, but I'm sure it tastes unreal. Look at these layers. Like, look at that layer of fat there on top. Beautiful. Yeah, all aboard the sauce train to Flavor Town. Okay, so we got our broth, we got our duck out of there. That can keep cooling down just to the side here. I'm gonna grab another one of these pans, fill it with our warmed water, and we can start rolling. Rolling, rolling. After we make the sauce. Get those sauces made before you make the rolls. Because I find that it's always smarter to let them sit a bit before you use them. Let those flavors come together. Yeah, the fish trivet. I lucked out and found this from a lady in like Oak Bay. She was selling it for $5, so yeah, it's cast iron and it's just like coated with this little plastic. It's definitely seen like some wear and tear, but I think that makes it just the best. Never seen another one like it. Okay, sauces. So noix cham. Let me see on our recipe here if she put the sauce recipe in there. Yeah, Vietnamese peanut dipping sauce. So peanut butter, hoisin. I'm gonna use rice vinegar. And then we'll need a little bit of water to like loosen it up. She put some garlic clove in there. And then, I mean, we can decide whether we want it spicy or not as well. Like, we can adjust the spice level, so I'll probably put one of the stronger hot sauces in. Maybe some scorpion. So let's just get a little bowl out and all of those ingredients. We'll make that one up, and then we'll make the really quick noix cham. And then all the hard stuff is done. Yeah, Asian peanut sauces. I feel like almost every like different Asian cuisine has their own. Tedious. Why are you feeling ignored? Don't feel that. That's sad. Brothsicles. That's really cool. A brothsicle. That can be trending with bone broth, probably. Okay. Haha. We gotta take some time and mix up our peanut butter first. This is a little trick, guys. If you buy natural peanut butter like us, is the fat separates. So we always keep it stored upside down in the jar until we're ready to use it. And then just turn it over, and it's a lot easier to mix in the fat when it's not all on top. What do I think about eating a fully plant-based diet or vegan? I don't think I will ever do that. I can understand going like partial plant-based, or in my mind, eating everything in moderation and sourcing stuff sustainably. But I don't think I could ever go fully plant-based because I would know that my body is missing a lot of nutrients. And I don't think that would be good for me. Actually, I'm just gonna use this spatula right here. But I have no quarrels against a plant-based diet. If anything, thank you to everyone that follows that, because they are trying to help the world a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys feel?
We don't eat as much meat when we're
We cook with meat on stream, but we don't eat meat a lot like off stream. So like we were talking about earlier, is eggs are a huge one in our diet. They're also really inexpensive. Nice chicken strips, and you fried them up, Ice. Do you have a sauce with them too? Hey, Sasha. Okay, so I'm just gonna get my spatula in here. And this is a crunchy peanut butter. It's the best one. All of the smooth peanut butter people are gonna get so angry right now. You identify and agree with my reply? Oh, that's good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. What does it mean to obtain meat and dairy products sustainably? So for the most part, is we go to our local butcher shop here that gets their meats from a lot of local farms, or from just like one province over. There's not a lot of cattle farming on the island here, so a lot of it comes from Alberta, where I was raised. And then in Canada, so a lot of places do not use hormones or antibiotics or anything like that. So knowing where your meat comes from is very important.
I need me a cheese.
Yeah, there's like, it's hard to find like feedlots and stuff here. I will say that there's a lot of small farms that sell their meat to the locals. And because we're in a small town, I think that really helps. Like there's only 10,000 of us that need to eat, right? Compared to a really condensed city where that's hard to source everything sustainably. And then for the other thing, so in the summer and winter is I have a nice big garden that I help take care of with my family, and we try and grow as much vegetables as possible. So for the little investment every year of like buying seeds and a little bit of soil and the upkeep, I would say we probably save like hundreds of dollars during the summer, not having to buy like lettuce, tomato, cucumber, all of that. Because fresh vegetables are some of the most expensive things in the store, fresh foods. At least in America, I would say, that's what I've heard from you guys, is veggies are really expensive. But here, I would say it's not. And you guys can tell the quality of our produce, as you guys always go nuts. Kate, how do you get stuff that looks that nice? I actually have never seen anything else. Like, I haven't seen anything that looks worse than that, even in the other province. It is sad, yeah, it is really sad. And then, like, on the West Coast, I would say Canadians are, like, very in tune with taking care of their body and nature. The province we live in is, people always assume that, like, all the hippies come here. But I think that's also what helps, like, take care of the land. Do I need more than that? Maybe I'll do one more scoop of peanut butter. It never hurts to have a little bit of extra peanut sauce. Okay, other stuff we need. Hoisin. And we will grate a garlic clove. I really like the flavor of garlic in peanut sauce. Gonna get out some sweet chili, as well as the fish sauce for the nuoc sham. What else? Oh yeah, a hot sauce. Spice up our life.
Hey, Bonkman.
Yeah, an unbearded Sammy disappears. Meat and cheese. Yeah, I can't give up a cheeseburger. I know. There's a bunch of meals you prefer vegetarian over meat, but you'll never quit eating meat entirely. You do get to, or you do try to get a lot more plants in you as a general rule, though. Not every meal has to have meat in it. It's very true. Yeah.
Like a curry? I could do
Yeah.
without meat.
Yeah. Erlen, you've been vegetarian for about 4 years. Is there a specific like vegetarian diet that you follow? Or are you just like strictly vegetables? Because I have some friends that are like pescatarian or lacto-ovo, meaning they still eat dairy and eggs. So there's lots of vegetarian diets out there. And everyone kind of has their own that they follow. Wow, tacked out. A local farm stand has produce. You can pick 4 things for $1. Okay, that's a good deal because we don't even get that here. How easy was it to source the duck leg? Very easy. Very easy. So Canada has one main farm where they do their raised ducks, all sustainable everything. It says right on the package, no hormones, antibiotics, anything like that. And that's in Quebec. Or the local one here is Fraser Valley. So duck here is very easy to get. You'll basically find it in every grocery store. But usually not fresh. So usually the duck is frozen. Yeah, give you all the garlic and ginger. Okay, so what were the ratios that she gave us here? So for a tablespoon of peanut butter, she used 2 tablespoons of hoisin. And you can doctor this to your own taste. So I don't want it to be too sweet with the hoisin. Also, I might not add the garlic because this is a garlic hoisin sauce that we got. Okay, that's a really good deal though. Like 4 ears of corn for $1. I'm pretty sure we pay like 4 times that amount. So I think it's all about where you live too. You still eat dairy and eggs, Erlen, so you don't know what you call that. That one is called lacto-ovo. Do that. What's up, Sammy? Yep, yeah, we need to know all of the different diets being chefs. Especially in these times where everyone it seems like everyone kind of has an allergy. And that was also starting to get really stressful for me, especially working in fine dining where I finished, it's really hard to cook fine dining for people that have allergies, and it's scary because you're taking those people's lives into your hands. So here's a little bit of sweetness now. I added some scorpion hot sauce. That's why I only did like a couple drops of it.
How many drops did you put in there?
A couple. So this should round it out.
I think you need one more drop.
One more drop?
Yeah. Did you give it a good shake too first?
I didn't.
Oh.
Now, see, I should leave my drop then. Okay, I'll do a couple squirts of fish sauce just for some salt. And then to loosen this up, I like to use some warm water. She gives the option of milk, but I'm not really down with that. I'd rather not put dairy in here if I don't have to. Get a little whisk. Oh, we might be able to use our spoon. That is really fair, Erin. Yeah, some people just aren't really big into meat, and that's fine. We all have our own thing that we like to eat and our own ways of eating, and as long as we don't pressure others to eat in a different way, I think that's fine. We all are understanding. Hi, Bune. How are you? Oh, yes, we needed a little bit of acidity. So I was going to do some rice vinegar. Or you could do lime juice. Do that. A little dash of water, because you need this easy to dip. We need it easy for dipping. Definitely will need more water. It's crazy how when you mix the water into peanut butter, it like goes thick again. Really weird to me. We're making summer rolls today, yeah. Yeah, we're just getting ready to start rolling, actually. We're making our 2 dipping sauces. Our duck is cooked. We gotta pull the meat off the legs, and we have all of our veggies ready. Lime juice for Vietnamese and Thai sauces. I think I might actually add some lime in here. Here's one that's zested, so we might as well use some of it. The sound of me stirring was soothing your soul. I think a lot of cooking sounds are like soothing. I could definitely fall asleep to the sound of people cooking.
I can.
Sam definitely can. It's happened many a times on stream. Can confirm. Okay, mix that up. And that should give us the right consistency. Remember, it looks watery now, but just wait. Yes. That really lightened it up too. Really nice. It's like almost a whipped consistency. Okay, let's try this. See how it tastes. Does it need more spice? Does it need more salt or sweetness? I think it needs a touch more fish sauce and just a little, one more drop of heat. Mrs. Syntax, it's been forever. You always broadcast Twitch cooking streams on your Chromecast. Yep, fall asleep nicely. Okay, 1 more teaspoon of fish sauce. One more drop of Dave's Scorp. Oh, that was a couple. R.I.P. Hey, we're not calling it spicy peanut sauce for it to not be spicy. Plus, all of the fresh veggies and the fattiness of the duck's probably going to cool your palate off a bit. So good. This is such a fruity hot sauce. Okay, the heat is starting to creep in, but it's just in like the back here. It's not fully covering your tongue, so we can still taste everything else, which I think is really important. Cookie, are you guys cooking anything special for your anniversary today? All right, so that sauce is complete. We can just set that aside. Get another little bowl. And this next sauce is even easier to make. Just a little bit, yeah, really change the color, hey? Noak sham. You made eggs, Benny? Oh, what? Amazing. Roast chicken with chimkin fat soaked potatoes, dead. Okay, so this recipe, I'm looking at one from Food and Wine. It says, sauces are key in Vietnamese cooking. Keep the most versatile sauces in your back pocket, deploy them for traditional dishes, or use them to add a Vietnamese imprint to anything from breakfast scrambles to DIY fusion tacos. Each Vietnamese cook has a take on this ubiquitous sauce, pronounced nuc chum, or nuc chum. Okay, I've been saying it wrong for many, many years. Nuc chum literally means dipping sauce, but it's also used to dress noodle bowls, vermicelli, and can be sprinkled onto rice. Its lightness enhances other ingredients instead of taking over the entire dish. Amazing description, that was awesome. You botched the poached eggs though, to be honest, still was amazing. Hey, mine weren't perfect yesterday either, but it still tasted good, right? Yeah, even if you ruin the poached eggs on Eggs Benny, as long as your hollandaise is good, I think that's all that matters. Nice, Bonkman. You guys just go traditional with the Eggs Benny, or you putting like bacon or tomato on it? Fish sauce, salty, and for sure has like a funk to it. So good though. Oh, traditional Canadian bacon. Okay, so it says stir together half a cup of water, some lime juice. So I'm gonna do 1.5 limes juiced, and then 2 tablespoons of some kind of sugar. So I'll do coconut sugar. So half a cup of water, lime juice, and some sugar. Dissolve that. And then we add the fish sauce. And then lastly, we balance it out if we need a little bit of rice vinegar. So very, very simple sauce. Water, lime, sugar, vinegar, fish sauce. And then sometimes you can find like grated carrots in there or some chili chopped up or garlic. Totally up to you. But I think there's gonna be so much flavor on our braised duck leg that we should keep this sauce pretty light in flavor. All bacon is good bacon. Strike that. German bacon sucks. German bacon is sliced so thinly you can see through it. Man, they need to bring a Canadian over there. Vion, do you need to be taught about some bacon? We need to teach those Germans. Okay, let's get some water. And it says it makes about a cup of this sauce. Roll that lime. Yeah, Canadian bacon is pork loin. It's not actually pork belly, it's pork loin that's been cured and smoked. So it's really lean. And yeah, it is ready to eat. You know what I love? When you're juicing citrus, and as soon as you press into it, you can like see the spray of the essential oils from the zest. Unreal. Yeah, Canadian bacon is basically ham. It's not the typical like pork belly bacon. Okay, there we go. Making a good old mess. Lime juice everywhere. Grab our coconut sugar. It also said you can use maple syrup or maybe even honey. Yeah, that's true. Ham is from the leg though, or rump. Okay, so I will do, there's our 2 tablespoons worth. So we just got to dissolve our sugar. This is going to be a really dark looking noix cham, but I'd rather use like a more natural sweetener. And well, when we looked up Vietnamese spices and stuff, it said that they typically do use some coconut sugar. So it makes sense to me. Okay, so there's nothing granular really left in the bottom there. Kind of looks like iced tea now. Are we making up some Nest tea? Okay, what was the next one? We just got to add our fish sauce to it. It's literally that simple. So 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. I'm gonna try and roughly gauge that. You've never had that kind of sugar. It's like a lighter version of brown sugar. So it comes from the nectar of the coconut tree. It substitutes 1 for white or brown sugar. And it also naturally contains potassium, magnesium, zinc, and iron plus vitamin B. Very cool. You can use any type of sugar that you want, guys. That's the other thing that it said about the noix cham, is every chef has their own variation. 1, 2. Yeah, it's palm sugar. Has anyone in chat had the experience of getting fresh pressed sugar cane somewhere? Has anyone had that experience before? Fresh pressed sugar cane juice. Absolutely amazing. That's something that I made sure I did in Thailand. Okay, let's give this a try. More sugar. I'm getting the lime juice and I'm getting the saltiness of the fish sauce. So that means it's not balanced. So we need a bit more sugar. Yeah, they have sugarcane juice drinks in Southeast Asia. So literally they have street vendors walking down the street with their little cart, and they have this old school like crank set up where they just feed the sugarcane in and press it right in front of you. Yeah, you know what they say. You put the lime in the coconut. Yeah, M-Gem, you used to get sugarcane as kids and just eat it. Whereabouts would that be then? Because that doesn't sound like it was in Canada. Oh, wow, they had it at a chain restaurant in the States? They made mojitos with it. Yum. Okay. Get that all dissolved back in. Give it one more taste. Perfect. You don't want it to really taste sweet, but you also don't want it to be too sour or salty. Oh, wow. You got it at the grocery store. I don't think we can find that really here anymore, hey? Okay, our two sauces are made. They're just sitting in front of me. I'm gonna put a couple things away and then we can get rolling. It'd be like a cane stalk. Your dad would chop it open and let us go wild. That's awesome. What a cool experience, especially when you're young. And obviously that stuck with you, right? Is like that memory is just ingrained into your head. Food is powerful as a memory source. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, is I'm just gonna put a drop of the rice vinegar in there. Just a drop. Okay. Hello, little duckies. Hello there. Well, that just looks tasty, doesn't it? So let's get the meat off of these legs. Super, super simple. It's up to you whether you want to keep the fat. I mean, a lot of times I just kind of chop the fat up and put it back in with the meat because it's so flavorful. Yeah, quack, quack. So I'm gonna start by just peeling that layer of fat off. And then we have our meat, and it's literally just falling apart. So you can take the thigh and the drumstick apart. You know you cooked your duck good when. And then just start letting the meat fall away from the bones. The smell on this is really amazing. I cannot wait to try it. I'm being good though. I'm being good. So I'm just gonna pull this apart into like bite-sized pieces. And as you can tell by like the sheen on here, is it didn't dry out either in the pressure cooker. That little cooker does a great job of keeping everything moist. Okay, now I have to try a piece. The heck? It tastes like pho. Insane. I shouldn't have tried it. It's too good. I can try it. What if I try putting the skin into our rendering pan? Can try it because it didn't really render out that much. Can turn it back on and see what's gonna happen. The fat is still hot back here. And that's the thing, is you really never know if you don't try. Okay, split it. Sam's gonna go insane once he tastes this. This might be one of my favorite ducks I've ever made. Yeah, we gotta hide this. I'm surprised I don't see like fingers reaching through the screen right now. Like, just look at the juices that are falling out of this. Other than confit, which takes a long time to make, cooking duck legs in a pressure cooker is my other favorite way. So we got a fast way to do it and a slower way to do it. We got options, friends. Okay, awesome. So there's our meat. I think I'm gonna put that in just a nicer bowl. The skin is bubbling back there. It might just work. Crispy duck skin, can't go wrong. Put that other piece of skin in there too. That sound, are you guys hearing this? Put you in the pan. Yeah, this isn't a portal? Okay. We got our water dish here. I'm gonna pop just the duck right in front of me here, in front of my cutting board so I can take from it. Put our little soaking station on the side. And here is our rice paper. So it comes in rounds like this. And we just have to do them one at a time. So it has a really cool little design on it. Put that in the water, let it soak up the water a bit, soften up, and then we're good to go. And start rolling. So I'll pop that down there. It's like a perfect fit, really. I might have to warm my water back up. Let's see if this works with the cooler water, but it probably won't. You just got a stand mixer in AC. Oh man. I'm pretty sure my entire house in AC is just gonna be like a kitchen because I have so many little appliances. Okay, let's see. It's like semi-softening, as you guys can tell, but it'll go quicker if we do warm it up. So I'm just gonna pop that out. get some warmer water in here and make our lives easier. And then obviously, if you're noticing at any time when we are rolling that your water is cooled off, just pour it out and get some more. There we go. Look at how that softened up right away. Warm water. Perfect. That's really, really pliable. I kind of bunged this one up, but that's okay. So stretch that out. I'm gonna make sure I fold this side in. Let's do that for you guys so you can have it more in the center. Okay, now we can start with basically on the bottom here is we want whatever our showpiece is. So typically this is where the protein gets placed, and then we stack everything up, and then when we roll it, that's like our presentation side of the roll. Does the water become starchy? That's a good question, and I can't really remember. So let's just watch, but I don't believe so. Look at this duck skin, by the way. Good one. So that piece and that piece is what I put in. It is crisping up. Yeah, that's happiness. All right. Yeah, I have the microwave too, Bonkman. Mine's red. I have a red microwave. I have an espresso maker. I got a blender. Okay, so remember, we're going only about like 5 inches max in length. I think the next thing I am going to add is the pineapple. Just lay it right over that. I think it'll be really good contrast to the fattiness of the duck. Next up, why don't we do a little bit of cabbage? Yeah, a tasty victory for science. And there's definitely a limit of like overfilling this. So maybe hold back a bit on the first ones until you get a good idea of how much we can roll into here. So come in with some of our cucumber pieces as well. And then a couple pieces of carrot. I think we're good. Let's try a roll. You're still not getting DIY recipes for good tables and things to put them on. Me neither. All I have is like the little side table. So that's why everything is just like sitting in my storage. Okay, before this starts sticking to your cutting board or plate, so we're gonna bring up the bottom part here, and it's important to keep this like nice and taut or tight as we're rolling. So otherwise I find they just easily fall apart if it's like loose. So that, now we're gonna fold like a burrito, bring in the side. And the rice paper does a really good job of like sticking to itself. And it's pretty pliable. So once we get our edges in, once again, kind of tighten that up. And then do a roll. There's our little salad roll. That worked really good. I'm excited. Okay, What do I want to plate this on? We want to be able to like spread it out around the plate. I'm turning off this duck fat back here. Glad I turned around. So I think the best way to do this is I'm going to place my rolls around the plate, have our little sauce dish in the center. I'm gonna do just the peanut sauce in the center for the photo. And that way we can grab the rolls and dip in our sauce. Perfect. Most Thai places you go to call these spring rolls. Yeah, I mean, they are spring rolls. They're just not the fried version of that. Break the sheet in half, dip the half in water, lay it on top of the full sheet. Ooh, that's a good one, Zobo. Thank you for the tip. Yeah, if you're finding your rice paper is falling apart, that's a great one. Okay, crispy duck scrunchums are complete now. Maybe we can sneak a little bit of that into the roll. Okay, next one. It should be nice and refreshing. Yeah, a little bit of fatty duck there. That's like richness. And then the rest of the fresh veggies dipped into the sauce. Very simple. Oh, Bonkman, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aromatic herbs, hello. We got cilantro. I can also pick a couple sprigs of mint from outside. That's a typical herb in Vietnamese food. Bonkman, you're seriously like, feel like you're my sous chef. Like there's been so many times that you've reminded me about stuff. Thank you. Thanks for not being like scared of telling me that I'm missing something. I'd rather have that than doing it wrong. Yeah, yes to mint. Did I forget those? I did. I'm so bad. Now it's gonna be roulette to like the plain salad roll. I don't have any more Thai basil because I used it up for the green curry that we made for Zach this week, but I do have some regular basil. Yeah, I live but to serve. It's appreciated. This is actually working really great doing it on my wooden cutting board. So if you guys have one at home, I would recommend it. Okay, we can also play around with what we do on the presentation side of the roll. So let's say maybe we want to have the pineapple as the star. So switch it up with the duck this time. Have the pineapple on the outside. Add your couple little pieces of duck. Also, you guys may notice that I'm not putting any noodles inside, so this is even lighter, not having the vermicelli noodles to kind of bulk or fill up the rest of it. I'd rather fill it with veggies because, well, I like eating veggies. Come in with a little bit cabbage. Our cucumber. And carrot. And then you can do like either leaves, or I've also seen it done as like a sprig because cilantro stems aren't super tough compared to like a parsley stem. I think I'll do that sprig and then just lay one more nice leaf there. And I think we're good. We'll roll that one up. The noodles are just a filler. Yeah, I'd rather have more veggies. So the last one I brought the bottom up first. This one I'm trying it, bringing in the sides first. Just seeing what I feel, but I think it was better with the bottom first. I was able to get it more tight. Get in there, cabbage. Use like the leverage of the cutting board to roll this. That one looks good too. I think it's a successful salad roll as long as it's not falling apart. I think that's all that really matters. Thanks, Willemini. Okay, we're going to make 6. So we have 4 more to make. Let that sit in there for a sec. Some sort of like jam over the duck in there. You for sure could. The only thing I think with adding a sauce or something wet in the roll is I think you have more risk of stuff like falling out or like slipping out. So I think having it more dry in there will be easier to eat. That's why we like go for the dip of the sauce. Aw, thanks, Fune. Oh, you're feeling under the weather. I hope you feel better. Make yourself a good ginger, lemon, and honey tea. And let me know if you need anything during the week. I'll be around. Oh, we might have to warm up our water one more time. Which makes sense though. I mean, we got 3 done halfway through. Okay, let's do one with maybe the carrots on the bottom. Do like 3 like that. And I don't know, I feel like this has been good, us putting the duck in kind of second. It's not been slipping around too much. And there's probably like 2 ounces worth of meat in each of these, so pretty good amount. Pineapple. Cucumber. I'm gonna go grab a couple of little sprigs of mint from outside. I'm here. Just gonna rinse the mint because it's like full of pollen. The alders and maple trees here are going nuts right now. Not a good time if you have allergies. And mint is a pretty strong one. So I'm only gonna put like a couple leaves per, and we'll buff it out with some cilantro as well because I think that'll be really tasty. So that, and then come in with a bit more cabbage. Like I'd rather use the cabbage as the buffer than noodles. This is gonna be a good one. Okay, I'm gonna do bottom first. like how we can bring this all in. And then the sides. That. There we go. Beautiful orange color. Those are big rolls. I am making like some heavy rolls. All right, little water switcheroo, and we'll do the last 3, and then we get to taste how everything turned out. I'm really excited to see how the duck tastes in this. And I would say for sure, this is something that's way easier to make at home and less expensive than getting at the restaurant. For sure. While that's softening, I'm just gonna get our little sauce dish out. This little round bowl for our plate. Just kind of shake the extra water off as well. I think the wood is really good to roll this on because it kind of wicks away any of the excess water. Okay. Next one, we want to do another duck one as kind of the presentation part. So we'll do the duck laid out first. Or what if we did the cilantro first? Kind of lay that out. That would be really pretty, almost like a stained glass. And this just really shows that you can have fun with it. You can put whatever you want in here. And it would be really fun to make these with other people too. Kern, watching the stream really makes you wish your mom didn't make soups in the crock pot all the time. Does she just like put them in the slow cooker and then just leave it overnight? Why don't you tell your mom to watch the stream then? Maybe I can teach her something new. It's never bad to learn something new in the kitchen. Yeah, cookie, hee hee. Okay, our last little bit here, cabbage. Buff it out with the cabbage. We're gonna get our next one soaking, so we don't have to wait as long. Okay, so bottom up first. Bottoms up. So that we can tuck everything in, and then we'll bring the sides in. Okay, keep that tight. That one looks good. Really like the cilantro. I think that looks really pretty. Yeah. gonna do this last one. We're gonna do 5 because, well, whenever we're plating stuff in cooking, is odd numbers are always gonna look much better on the plate. So even though I wanna do 6, 3 for each of us, I'm gonna do 5 for the photo. Yeah, you'll have to show her the stream by all means. It's not a bad thing. Okay, this last one, I'm gonna do pineapple to match the other one there. So put our pineapple down. Got our duck. Some cilantro. And mint. Rolls like that are great because you can see what's in them. Presentation is part of the appetite, as the Japanese know very well. Yes. Yeah, for sure. There's something to be said about like eating with your eyes as well. Like that's the first thing we do, right? Is look at what we're about to eat, because that can tell us a lot. Well, that can also tell us whether the food is good or bad, right? And then the next one is your nose. Smelling it, knowing how it should smell. Okay. So bottom first. I don't know why I always want to do the sides. I think it's just like ingrained in my head from wrapping burritos. The habits that are formed in a kitchen, sometimes hard to kick. All right, tuck that cabbage in. Bring in the sides. Check it out, guys. We got 5 rolls. Beautiful. Thanks, Cookie. So now just kind of go over. Find they stick better as they kind of dry. Just kind of smooth out the rice paper if there's any like little air bubbles. I find it looks better if it's all smoothed out. Because like Bonkman said, it's presentation. Try and get this little bit out. Might not be able to now. She's already dried on. Okay, now that we got our sauce dish here, kind of tuck these in to the plate more. This one's tearing a touch, so I'll try and hide that. Cabbages, lettuces, crazy uncle. You had to look that up because you forgot what it's called. Yeah, eating with your eyes. Moritsuki. Thanks, Eric. Okay, I'm gonna just give this a stir. And then nice couple dollops in our sauce dish there. I think that's good. Yep, the recipe is there, good sir. And I think that looks great. So I'm gonna take my photo for Instagram and social media, and then we finally get to taste. I'm standing on my stool. I think I need it for this one. Get that top down. Yeah, such a simple dish. But that's why we put so much love into the duck. Yes, yeah, like Halloween themed food or like any type of themed food, really great for rice paper. I'm also gonna put our noix cham just up over here. Okay, I'm gonna start with this one, right in the middle. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart right off the bat. So, go in with a dip. So the dip should not tear your roll apart. Getting a little bit of spice. The flavor of the duck is unreal. The cinnamon and star anise is really coming through now. And I'm mostly getting the crunch of the carrot in here. And then like the pineapple and cucumber kind of just like melt in your mouth together with the duck. Super good duck, Sammy. Let me try it with this kind of more plain sauce. I want to see how the duck tastes without the peanut butter on it, because peanut butter is pretty strong. I love the pineapple. Just super refreshing. And they're holding together. How far in advance could we make these? I wouldn't make them more than like 24 hours in advance. If you have to, maybe like 12 hours in advance. And then the one thing I'll say is make sure they're not touching each other, because they will stick together as they sit. And then it'll just like tear apart and be a complete mess from all the work you put into it. So yes, if you are going to make them in advance, yeah, a couple hours, the rice paper could dry out, or like I said, they'll stick to each other, or the rice paper could also get too wet and start to fall apart. So it's not the best thing to like meal prep, but it is really easy if you prep all your veggies in advance and then you just have to roll them for like half an hour. That's what I would do, I think. Sammy's getting into it. Hello, Scott from Canada. Yeah, they kind of want to stick. That's the other thing, is as they sit, they kind of like stick to that surface. So it's a bit risky. Yeah, it's hard to cook at dinner and bedtime. Oh, you lost track of us. That's okay. Yeah, there's so many streamers now. You can't keep up with everyone, but thanks for popping by again. Because yeah, sometimes we wonder about you. We wonder where our peeps are at. We just want to make sure that you're okay, really. Okay, friends, so here's our recipe from today. I did follow like the peanut sauce recipe there, and obviously there will be everything else you need to know about your salad rolls. You're busier than ever? Well, that's a good thing, because I mean, a lot of people are not in that boat. Yeah, he went beast mode. I know Sam loves to eat this kind of stuff and that he has no problem eating it if I make it for him. He eats healthy foods too. And I know if I make it, he'll eat it, so that's a good thing. So I have no issue with this. I'll just make up a couple more rolls. Or Sam will make some rolls for me. All right, I cannot believe it's Sunday already. How fast did this weekend go by? Friday, we did pork bulgogi for Annie with rice and veggies. Those were like a lettuce wrap sort of deal. So we've done like 2 little types of wraps with 2 different cuisines this weekend on stream. This is so refreshing, and yeah, it's not heavy. It's really awesome to serve if you have like guests coming over too. It's fun to eat with your hands. Yeah, do I have to hide food from him in order to eat it? No, he always leaves me enough. Sammy found the crispy duck skin. Okay, so that was Friday, pork bulgogi. Yesterday was our front page stream. We learned how to make eggs Benedict. We made a berry coffee cake, and that broccoli spoon salad, there's nothing left of it. We crushed it yesterday. We had it for lunch and dinner because it was so good.
That's all that's left of the coffee cake.
Yeah, this is all that's left of the coffee cake. And then today, really simple dish. So I don't have the menu planned out for next week, so stay tuned for that. I usually have it posted by Wednesday or Thursday. We are banking some hours at work this week, so I'm gonna be a little bit busier than the last couple weeks. I will try to still get a YouTube out for you guys for sure by like around Thursday. I was thinking we would do up some cold smoked duck breast video. It is great. Yeah, it is totally great. So we are able to do that and just bank our hours for later on. We're not allowed to claim any money at this point, but we are able to claim it for vacation later on. So that's awesome. Might as well if we have the chance, right? It beats staying at home. It is nice to get out as well. Sally's saying no. Okay. Who are we gonna go raid? Who are we gonna go raid today, friends? We're wrapping things up. Yesterday, did anyone stick around for the rest of the beer brewing? Did you guys have fun there? Those 2 were crazy. It was really fun. My stream schedule. So, Corinne, I stream Friday, Saturday, Sundays from 11 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, another weekend of great food. Thank you guys so much. I'm looking.
Sushi day on.
Yeah, I did see Sushi Day. What? An emu farm? New animal stream, emu farm cam. Oh, what about a Taz? He's always in here. Guys, we're going to see Taz. And he literally is in every single stream, and I am never able to go into his. So things have timed out right, and now we get to go support him. Good one, Cookie. He is making a Trinidad double habanero chickpea curry and some flatbreads. Nice. I'm gonna guess that he's doing sourdough flatbreads. I'm gonna hit this button. So thank you guys for everything this weekend. Thanks to everyone and my mods for yesterday. You guys did so great being attentive to all the new peeps that came in. That means a lot to me. And that is like a volunteer basis. So thank you so much. Great weekend indeed. I will try to get some channel point requests on the upcoming menu for the week as well. Hope you guys all stay safe and healthy wherever you are. Yeah, Ta's making curry. How strange. And yeah, just stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on Discord and on Twitch with the new menu. Bye, friends.